Good evening. This is the coach from winningstockcoach.com. Going to talk to you today about the RSI indicator, which is short for the relative strength indicator, sometimes called the relative strength index. I want to talk to you about how to use it, how to trade on it, and how I trade on it as well. The key points to remember with the RSI are the values of 30, 50, and 70, and not really concerning yourself with the direction of the line between those values, because that can change day to day and you don't want to get scared out of a trade. Now also, I use the RSI and those values of 30, 50, and 70 to scale in and out of trades. A recent trade I've been on, literally throughout the entire year has been MJNA, Medical Marijuana Incorporated, and I've used the RSI to dictate my trades in it. Now I'm going to mark here with vertical lines the buys that came off the confirmed crosses you'll see over here on this day, and I buy at the close once I confirm, hey, the RSI is closing above 50. You'll see a couple days later the RSI jumps from 59.97 to 75.89. I take a buy here and I scale out in the same way. Right here you'll see we cross back below the RSI value of 70, so I will stop out of only what I bought on the RSI cross of 70. Now in this case it ends up being about the same price, and we see it takes a couple days and the RSI crosses back above. I buy at the close, and literally I've divided my position into three parts. If I'm playing, let's say, a $900 trade, well, if it crosses 30, I'll buy with $300. If it crosses 50, I'll buy with $300. And if it crosses 70, another $300. If you're doing $1,500, let's do $500 on the 30 cross, $500 on the 50 cross, $500 on the 70 cross, and then stop out accordingly as well. I'm going to mark all the buy points here with these blue lines and just kind of let you get a view for it yourself. And you'll see the points where I use this particular system and this system alone to actually dictate my buys over the last year in MJNA. And you'll also see that there were a couple times where it got a little bit rocky and it kind of got hard to follow and it kind of got frustrating. But as time went on, it amounted into some phenomenal profits. So just going to go through this major time period where it really got moving. And now I'm going to change the color over here, and I'm going to mark with red where the sells were based on this same strategy. Now remember, if I bought on a 70 cross, then on a cross below 70, I only sold the shares that I bought on the cross above 70. If I cross below 50, like I do in this case here, I sell only the shares that I bought on the 50 cross. In the event, which is few and far between, that you do get to the point where you do come up from below 30, that's where you make your full scale, that first buy, and you get involved in the position fully. But understand too that those, usually by the time they come up from that, you've kind of missed the start of that run, and therefore you don't want to be running in and chasing after that. Now you'll see here as I mark these lines, I'm going to go back now and I'm going to mark on the close of where different buys were. And as we do this, you'll begin to see, using the same system, where the associated sells would have been. And if you scale in properly, if you're doing $1,000 trades, you don't want to enter $1,000 based simply on an RSI 70 cross. Scale in and trade appropriately. And we're going to change this color to red now to show you where the sells would have been. You'd have seen this one would have been about a break even. Then we come up here and we would have made money from the buys. If you look at the the two buys that were before this, we would have made money here. We, on the 50 cross from the first 50 cross buy, we would have had nearly 100% gain. Here would have been just a slight gain, but still a gain nonetheless. Another slight gain. A break even, maybe even a slight loss over here. Here would have been about a 20% win. Here was well into the multiple 100% win. And again, right in here. Now, I also mingle with this type of trading strategy a stop that I'm content with. I'm not going to let the price go more than 5% under where I bought it at, which will protect me. But using the 30, 50, and 70 cross to scale in and out of trades on the RSI alone can assist you in your trading and not having you worrying so much about, oh, it's a down day, or we're going sideways, and it'll keep you in the trade for runs like this that now on the chart don't look that big, but they were, and especially for runs like this. Your RSI, your relative strength indicator, it's my number one indicator that I use. It's my favorite. I use an RSI setting of 10, and I found a lot of accuracy with the RSI setting of 14. The plain and simple to remember with the RSI is the values of 30, 50, and 70, and the direction of the line as it crosses those values. You will buy on a move up from one of those values, you will sell on a move down, and if you use those on your own, you may find a more creative strategy even than my scale in and scale out method that I use, where you can find some even better consistency. The RSI is one of the most highly rated indicators for professional traders, and I think it needs to be in your arsenal of trading tools that you use. This is the coach from winningstockcoach.com talking to you tonight about the RSI.